Hey everyone, Charting Man Dan from ChartGuys.com. You know, behind every single video that we put out every single day, there's a wonderful community of traders that we want to invite you to be a part of. Try the free 7-day trial and gain access to our live market broadcasts every morning and afternoon, interact with hundreds of like-minded traders, or take part in one of our dedicated chat rooms, each led by an analyst that's there to answer your questions in real time. Our trial is risk-free with absolutely no commitment or credit card required to experience the TCG community. For those looking for a head start in technical analysis, check out our entries and exits course in the link below in the description. Get up to speed with the fundamentals of TCG technical analysis and experience over 5 hours of great community-driven trading education.
Hey guys, it's James with the Chart Guys. It's Monday, April 24th. Going to do my nightly video on gold. So as mentioned last week, we're still rejecting this downtrend weekly line. And you can see that we rejected it last week and had further downside so far to start this week. The daily, we had obviously a huge move to the downside. But good news for the gold bulls is that bulls did buy this dip pretty much all the way almost back to the top of the candle. And that's back test of 20 MA. That's two now back tests of the 20 MA. So 20 MA right now is, bulls are showing that it is strong support here. And what's nice so far on the daily is that on this move up, we've been setting higher highs and higher lows. So we have this high pulled back, set a low, set a higher high, higher low, higher high. We did break this lower low, but we're still holding this low here, and then move back up and set another higher high. And currently on this move up, we've had now this low, and we're still holding a higher low by holding this 20 MA. So what I want to show you is the hourly chart and show you the next price resistances to look at overnight and for tomorrow. So we have a bit of a double top here. So the high of this bounce temp is 1278.80, and currently we got all the way up to 1278.90. So broke it by 10 cents, but on a stock that trades, or not a stock, but a commodity that trades almost at $1,300, 10 cents. I'd consider that a double top at this point. And so we want a little bit of a stronger break, and what we really want to see is a break of this of 1280 here, and to be in this gap fill territory. And once we break 1280, you can see that there's this long lower wick that shows strong price support here. And so this could be a potential strong resistance. Previous strong supports can become strong resistances. So the low of this is 1280.70. So 1280, 1280.70. Once we break that 1280.70, looks like we have some nice room for further bounce if we get to that area. Supports to look at overnight, obviously, is we want to set a higher low above the low here of 1267.90, and then of course red flag if we lose the low here at 1266. And as far as the US dollar Japanese yen goes, we had a hourly inside candle here. Again, inside candle, high and low. The candle is within the previous range, high and low. Once we broke that bearish, then we knew that gold would have a nice bounce, and so far playing out. And so we have this high, we have a lower high, we have a lower low here, a lower high, and so far another lower low. So these are the price resistance to look at for the US dollar Japanese yen. The high here of 109.95, and then 110.34. And on the daily time frame on US dollar Japanese yen, you can clearly see that there is a trend here of lower highs. So let's see this recent bounce, the recent trend. So we have this high, we have another lower high on a bounce. And so far on this bounce attempts, it's another lower high, another back test of the 20 MA daily, and unable to get above it. And so we'll see if we retest the 20 MA daily again here, or if we break below the low here of 109.65 on the daily, and then get into this gap fill territory with price support at 109.47, and then 109.41. And of course, we want to break for gold bulls to break below the low here of 108.12. We do have a TCG bull cross for the 4 EMA crossover with the 8 EMA, but I would be wary if you're going to go bullish the US dollar Japanese yen with it unable to close above this 20 EMA. If we do get a TCG bull cross and the 4 and 8 EMAs are able to cross above the 20 EMA, that could signal some further strength for the US dollar Japanese yen to continue to bounce. But clearly on the weekly, longer term, we're still in a bear trend with bears in control. We have a lower high from high, lower high, and now we want to see a lower low below 103.54 on the US dollar Japanese yen. And as you know, miners are still weaker than gold is. And so now on this weekly GDX chart, we have a low, a high, a higher low, and a lower high so far. So GDX bulls on the weekly want to keep a high above 22.12 on a bounce. Look for it to test this 20 MA on the weekly and see if it finds support there, or if we test this price support here at 21.14. As far as the daily goes, I know that we had some ABX and NEM, two of the biggest miners in GDX. They reported after hours, and I know that ABX missed on earnings and earnings per share and revenue, and I know that NEM beat EPS and missed on revenue. So we'll see what happens at the conference call in the mornings for both of those miners and the reaction to those earnings tomorrow. And seeing the daily here now for GDX, we were able to hold these back tests of support of the 50 MA on the daily, and now after losing it, got back above it, back tested the 80 MA, rejecting and getting back under this 50 MA on the daily. We back tested it today too, and it failed that back test. So the next support we're going to look at here is the low at 23.02, and then low here at 22.53, and we really want to set again a higher low above this low here on the daily at 22.53 to keep this uptrend. So we want a higher low and to break the higher high here of 24.88. So look for that support here. Next price supports again. It's going to depend on the earnings and how we react to them tomorrow. 23.02, and then 22.53. Lose that. Next support is going to be the high of this candle at 22.19. Because of this big green candle, we really don't want to break below this price support here, because there is potentially not much support here on the break of that price support. So we'll look at those levels. And of course, if you're playing bull miners, you want to play GDX instead of GDXJ. It's clear that the junior miners have a lot of problems right now. They're showing a lot more weakness. And what would be a red flag for GDXJ on the daily time frame is a break below the low of 32.66. Then you can expect to pull back further, and then they're going to look at supports at 31.13, and then the recent low of 27.37. So a lot of issues in the GDXJ junior miners. We did have an inside candle here. Again, inside candle, high and low. It's within the range of the previous candles, high and low. We broke bear on it. We did break bear on it on a gap down, which I don't really like inside candle plays on gap ups and gap downs as much as a non-gap down or gap up break of the inside candle. So something to watch for on this gap down. And what I mean by that, why I don't like this, I'll show you an example on FCX, the daily chart. Let me remove this. So FCX had multiple inside candles, and you can see inside candle, inside candle, inside candle. We broke bear on it on a gap down, and then you could see obviously what happened on that gap down where we filled that gap. So don't really like gap up and gap down inside candle break, so we'll see how that reacts. But again, if you're playing bullish gold miners, you want to use GDX and NUGT, and you want to stay away from GDXJ and JNUG because of clear weakness compared to NUGT and GDX. And if you're playing bear miners, because JNUG has been so much weaker, you want to play JDST instead of Dust. So have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.